us a story. I'm on the prison phone, so it sounds a little further. Once upon a time, there were two little boys who loved their mom very much. And she was really good to them. And they got all the toys they wanted for Christmas. And they played. Hot dog. I wish you'd stop interrupting me, kid. Give you some Adderall. Are you real, Daddy? And they play with their friend Joey. He's known as Daddy Number 2. Remember when you said I called me Daddy Number 2? I could sit on a mug right now. Anyway, everything is going to be good. And the little boys left Mommy and Joey alone so they could get to know each other for a while. Get that? Mommy, I gotta poop! I've been found guilty.
He's guilty, y'all. Love after lockup.
Of loving the first degree. But I don't mind.
Sure don't.
As long as you're here with me. A judge and the jury. When they heard my plea. You know they took me up the river.
Straight up that well, gay up.
They put the blame on me. Lock me up, roll away the key. I'm just a prisoner of love. I'm doing time, I'm doing fine. I'm just a prisoner of love. Love after lockup, y'all.
Watch it, y'all. Those little deadbeat cakes, they go everywhere.
Nothing like a jumpsuit. That was so weird when he read them a story from prison that he made up.
Tender prison moments. I know a lot of people do that, but yeah, and the one kid was just screaming, and I thought, this kid isn't ready to go to bed. And the other one's just sitting there like, what the hell is going on?
I feel like there should be, for reality television, I know it would probably eat away a little bit at the concept of reality, but I think if there's a child who's too unruly, they should swap out the child with an actor. Like the unruly one should have been swapped out.
That's not going to happen. That's not at all going to happen. This is Lalo.
Is Love After Lockup, the premiere, and I'm screaming because my voice is broken, so that's why I sound rough. Well, I'm
screeching.
I'm at the end of COVID's.
At the COVID's,
I do sound bad, but I promise I'm feeling better. It's it's the coughing up stage. I know everyone wanted to hear that.
They were waiting. They were waiting to hear that.
Yeah.
This is, y'all, it is back. Love After Lockup on WeTV. Are you ready for Real Fridays? For Real Fridays.
They're going with that, right?
That's what their branding is, For Real Fridays. This is episode 31 of season 5 called Do I Smell Like Jail?
The answer is always yes.
Jail. Is it jail or jail?
Well, the way you say it is almost like GEL.
Jail.
And I would say jail, but that's me.
All right. Well, do you smell like jail?
No, just a simple diphthong. Jail.
That's what I did. All right, everybody.
I'm
We're
Daddy
excited.
Number 2.
Remember
that's what you said the other day? Kason, Jason, or Kyler, or Brayson.
The names are problematic, but
and of course,
raise
they had
your
their
hand.
own like collage of their names.
They did. Raise your hand if you're listening or on this podcast if you've had a Daddy Number 2.
That's fiddling.
A lot of hands are in the air. Yeah, a lot of hands are in the air on that one, y'all. You should. If you don't have a Daddy Number 2, and you're doing it wrong.
Well, one's for money.
Well,
one is exclusively for money, and the other's for
dicking.
Yeah,
they're gonna have a neck tattoo.
The other, don't wear deodorant.
No, mine all do. No, I don't like that.
That's the problem, though. The more daddy they are, the less option they're going to wear deodorant.
It's true.
Sorry.
It's actually why I'm not into that culture and like leather and all that kind of stuff. It's not because not because I don't the leather or whatever. Like sometimes I think those harnesses, I'm like, oh, that's cute, but I'm like, I don't want to smell people. I
don't know if anyone looks at a harness and goes, "Oh, that's cute."
I do. I'll see some and I'll be like, that harness that fits you so well, so cute. Gives you something to grab onto while you're doing stuff.
I would love to see you at the Eagle and
I've been to the Eagle.
I know, but I'm just saying, immersed in that culture and just get a whiff of like.
I mean, I haven't been on like full, but I have been to. You act like I've never gone out in Los Angeles.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I've gone out to Eagle a lot, and it fucking smells.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you could not hide your uncomfortableness.
Oh no, I can hide that. No, I'm a Pisces. I can hide that shit. But I'm glad that place is open air. I don't know how I would do if it was all closed in. It's open air, thank God.
I don't think I've been there, but I don't think I've ever had that many problems with BO there.
Usually when you go to the bathroom, you're like, God, it stinks in here.
That's true.
And then there's usually somebody laying in the trough. And you're like, well, I have to pee on you, I guess, because you're not going to move. And there's not another spot.
They're like, don't mind me.
Gay things are weird.
Really weird.
Really weird. All right, everybody. This is Low After Lock. This is normally on our $8 tier. What's the name of this tier, Poodle?
Don't bother me. Don't bother me when I'm going to have COVID. Seriously. Fuck off.
It's the $8 tier, and that is the tier that gives you not only Love After Lockup, but Welcome to Plathville. We're putting this first episode out as a try before you buy. So if you like this first episode, that's great. But to listen to the second one, you're going to have to go to patreon.com/realitygaze or supercast.com/ or realitygaze.supercast.com. I don't know why that one's always harder for me to remember.
I don't know.
Should be the other way. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think we have any other announcements, right?
Love is Blind the first week of August.
August 7th?
7th, yeah.
When it drops. So
we're praying we get those screeners, y'all. That's all we got to say.
We are. Oh, I will say, people, because this is airing on Friday. I'm not sure when it's dropping, so be sure to listen. But on Saturday, I'm filling in for Mary Payne, and we will be talking about 90 Day UK.
You're filling in for her, or you're
not filling? I'm filling with Mary Payne,
okay.
Actually, with one of our coaches. So I'll be doing UK and Hey, I believe. So be sure to check out that, that'll be great. Saturday is my 10-year anniversary of podcasting.
Wow, that's really great. Congratulations.
We've been doing it. Thank you. Well, we've been doing this now. What for? Seems like 20, but it's what, 5?
Longer.
4.5? I don't even know.
I think it's at least 5 years.
2019 is when we started because you were in China.
5 years.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, everybody. What are your first? I know we're going to talk about the couples, but do you feel like this season feels promising to you?
Yes. I also need to know, was Latisha and Keith really announced before, or we just completely missed that they were on there?
I think they're a surprise.
Okay.
Because we heard nothing.
Did someone fall through?
Possibly.
Did something fall through?
Well, look, y'all, if you're if you're new to Love After Lockup, y'all, like on 90 Day Fiancé, you can't really get attached to characters because you'll start to love them, and then they'll be horrible, and then you realize everyone's horrible. On Love
the
After
stakes are even higher here. Yeah.
Well, on Love After Lockup, things happen because people die on this show because shit gets real.
Or people go back to prison.
Prison. Well, even then they could do the show. But so anyway, it can get a little more tragic. We like this show if you're new because we do feel like it's higher stakes, and it's and it also sheds light on just a different perspective that a lot of us don't see unless you're close to someone that's been
I love this show.
incarcerated. We really like it. So
it obviously felt like Latisha and Keith were a fill-in because the stakes didn't feel really high.
Something could have happened. Yeah.
Yeah. And it felt like they called her at the last minute and she's always ready. I really don't like her. And we hated her on her season too. This is the one who had the office drama, the moron who thought I can make my formerly incarcerated husband the co-CEO of my accounting firm.
And then the attorney said, "Yeah, he's a
convicted felon.
You can't have him do people's taxes." Full stop. So that went another way. I think
I'm gonna say I'm not really jazzed about them because I feel like everything's a little faked. That's what it felt like for their season. The only thing that was good for their season is the woman in the office who had dated Keith as a teenager.
That was great.
She was freaking out about it.
I will say she says funny one-liners and things like that. I think the only thing I'm looking forward to is that now that he's back now that he's getting out, hopefully.
Yeah.
And also what I do love that with his storyline, we're seeing that some people that were unfairly incarcerated or their things were, because he just was.
The sentences, not unfairly incarcerated, to be specific.
Sorry. But the sentences were too harsh.
were too,
And so I love that we're kind of seeing that, but I think it will be interesting when they're together and when they fight because she's going to go crazy. I think that will be entertaining.
I guess I just like a grittier side where I feel like people aren't performing for the cameras because I feel like she's a performer. And it's different with someone like Ty who was so deluded. Latisha almost has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And that's one of my least favorite ways to say that.
I don't mind it after Ayanna and we just see her spiraling into leaving Las Vegas too. And her children just sitting in the back of the car, just with those blank faces.
Weirdly, though, that was her.
No, it was her, but it was hard to watch.
I know, but I don't know if what I'm saying is I don't know if we're seeing Latisha.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing a put-on version.
She's performing a little bit.
That's why I think that's the only disappointment. All these other stories that we're seeing, even Shonta and True, I think these are going to be really, oh my God, the Kim and Joey story. Yeah. There's a lot there.
Shonta and True are interesting. I doubt this is going to happen with Latisha, but Shonta and True are interesting because they mimic kind of what we see either on Love is Blind or online dating, where someone shows up one way and you have this comfortability with them and they act this way. And then they see you in real life and they completely close off or act so different. Yeah. Shonta just kind of shut down, but we'll get to that. Anyway.
I think she would have done that with anyone.
No. Yeah. When we get to Shonta, trigger warning, sexual assault, because that comes into play. They talked about that on her last season.
Oh, I was going to say not in this episode, right?
I know, but it's very the kind of the effects of that I think are still
I see. Okay. I thought you were saying, I was like, did I miss them bringing that up?
No. But okay. I feel like it's good to, All right. First couple. Are you ready?
This woman, holy shit. There's a lot of things happening here. This is Zeruiah, 32.
Zeruiah. Yes.
And Troy, 29. Criminal possession of a weapon, attempted robbery.
He's been incarcerated for, I don't know when they say 7 years. Did he get 7 years or he's been serving for 7 years?
I don't know. I don't know if they do a lot of, if they delineate that. Regardless, he's getting out.
Yeah, he's
after 7 years.
But first, we're in Syracuse, New Jersey, and
not New York.
Not New York.
Big difference.
Y'all, that we are in church. We are in church.
This is the day that the Lord hath made.
Don't sing.
That the Lord
don't sing,
hath
honey.
Made. I will rejoice. I will rejoice.
Yeah, it's not good on your voce, honey.
You guys, did the Catholics sing that too? It's a very common children children's song
No.
in churches? What did you sing as kids?
Zacchaeus. What else did we sing? I don't remember. I just remember the stuff when I was older.
Wait, you don't remember church children's songs, but you do remember everything else.
I remember the things from middle school and high school and from mass, but I don't remember the young ones now.
That's how they get you, indoctrinate you early.
Okay, I'm just going to say this now. Christina might have to take it out. I don't know how you're going to feel about it. Henry's gay, right? Her dad.
Is that her father?
Yes.
He has Spike Lee glasses.
He does have Spike Lee glasses. And
I don't think her father, I think her father is what I would say. He's a personality.
Is it because he's very like preacher performing animated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he was like, it's a whole family affair. And I'm like, ooh, you were on
I
it.
think that's just him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, whatever.
He's like, I got to go to the prayer closet.
Yeah. Zeruiah is sitting in the back, I will say. And does she always just seems dour to you? Just like,
yeah, she's not happy in her life.
She does not seem happy. And you were asked about this before the show started, but I want to say, I think her hair is a metaphor for how she feels.
Y'all, this style is at least 25 years out of date.
That's what I was trying to say. It's
holy shit.
It's very old lady.
It looks like there's a Shih Tzu on her head.
Yeah, it's very, and it looks like kind of an older, like matriarch or librarian. It doesn't fit her vibe at all.
No, and all our friends are like, how are we going to get her to change her hair?
I know.
So, y'all, she's a PK, a preacher's kid. Mm-hmm. And so already, did you grow up knowing preacher's kids? They have a very specific, kind of reputation in the South.
I mean, I knew of that. But I actually, ironically enough, I did not grow up knowing anybody.
They're wild.
Oh, that's not true. That is not true. I knew the Gardners. Yes. So.
But they're usually known, they're wild, usually.
Actually, no. Really, like, still, I'll just say it. They weren't wild. They were just two sons that are closet gay. Never came out.
Oh, wow.
One did come out in college. And then kind of went back in, came out with another
half in.
Yeah, there was one. They're both named. I don't want to say their full names, but they came out and they were at Southeastern as I've mentioned on the podcast before.
Southeastern.
That's what I said. Southeastern. What did you hear?
You said Southeastern.
That's what we say. Southeastern. That's how we say the school. Because we call it South Easy because it's not a really hard school, but it's where the world
took a lot of work to get there.
Mm-hmm, the world famous. Well, that's where I went to choir competitions.
Okay, can we please keep going?
You asked.
This is a free fee show. You're not helping.
This is where the world famous Corvette show choir was. I've told you about the Corvettes. The Corvettes. But anyway, really should have been called the Tractors because there's a lot of farming in Durant, but whatever. But both of these people were in the Corvettes, and they both came out in the Corvettes. But then Brother Gardner went back in the closet. I believe left the Corvettes, even though he was
the scandal.
He was Curly in Oklahoma in high school. He was Adam in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. He was world renowned. I've never heard "Bless Your Beautiful Hide" sang so gay in my life to this day.
Unless you did it.
No, gayer. Anyway,
wow.
He and his younger brother, I mean, they would suck a dick like a hog, such a muddy corn cob. I mean,
I don't know what that means.
Anyway,
where are we? This was talking about preacher's kids, and I don't think that it just did not inform that at all.
They were preacher's kids. That's the whole point of that. They weren't wild.
I'm just saying it usually you usually rebel
Yes.
by
yes. And she did.
She
did.
She's not religious.
No.
My thing here is it seems like her parents expect her to go to church.
Oh, yes.
I'm wondering if they may support her financially. And here's why I say this.
Possibly.
She's talking about all this shit, and then she says, you know, people, I spend freely, and I'm a single mom. I don't get child support, but I believe that I attract money.
And so I can spend it. Okay.
That's how I can stay afloat. This is the biggest bunch of bullshit. I just feel like they're supporting her financially.
I think there's something involved. Yeah.
Otherwise,
Mom,
she wouldn't really need to be with her. I don't think she likes her parents. I don't think she wants to be religious. I think the only reason she's showing up there at all is to pay some type of like homage to her parents.
Well, yeah, I think homage to her parents, but I feel like at least just like from my friends that have talked, especially just like religion and the Black American experience, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't know a lot about it, but from my friends and my ex, like it's harder to just leave a church than I think for some other people. So maybe she's got sissies come at us and let us know, like, is it, because I'm like you, I'm like, it's not, yeah, I can see that it would be, your parents will be upset, but like, it happens. Like it's, as long as you're a good person and you seem to try to do good in the world, I think, and maybe it's just combined with, as Zeruiah says, she said she was so strict in that when she was 15, she got a glimpse of guys, and that she says in the quote, in the hood. And so she's got that thing that little poodles got in him. That's going to be one of the books that you write about. Little poodle doing something because his parents told him not to. She even says that. She's like, you know how when you're told not to do something, it makes you want to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the truth. I understand it. I'm just saying she's actively resentful of being there. And I don't think she says, I'm not religious at all.
Yeah.
She's only there to talk to her parents.
Yeah. And I'm like, but your son is involved in the church.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I feel like there's money is
I think that's I just don't feel like she's a single mom. She spent $50,000 on this guy.
The
math ain't mathin'.
It's not mathin'. I don't understand too why. I understand maybe you want them to go to church, but why did the mom and the dad expect Troy, when he gets out of prison, to preach?
That was never really, I think they're talking about give a testimony.
Okay, that's
possibly
different.
But they did keep saying preach. I don't know if Troy was a preacher in prison, but because that was never said.
It was never said.
I kept expecting to hear that, and I didn't hear it. I just, it's just like the mother and the father here are in such delusion.
Yeah. It is that, it's that kind of denial. It's what they're doing, and maybe too,
denial,
it's their age.
Better word, yeah.
Their age, a little bit of boomer age of just, if I avoid it and put blinders on and just keep saying, you're going to do this, like by the will of God and my own sheer will. You know who was like that was my dad. It took him forever to kind of let go of that. Now, Zeruiah and Troy met because she was his. This is another thing that we love about Love After Lockup is you learn how people get shit done on the inside. So I don't think Troy did, but basically she was a three-way because Troy was talking to a girl, but I guess Zeruiah was the three-way. So does that mean the woman he was because we've heard if like let's say if you and I were dating.
I'm confused about what you're talking about here.
Remember last season? Let's say you and I were both dating and we were both incarcerated. If we wanted to talk to each other, we would have to call a third party and they would have to like merge our calls because a prisoner can't call another prisoner.
Right.
So I'm like, why? Well, I'm asking you because I was confused. So maybe you were confused too.
I didn't get any of this with them.
Why was she doing three-way calls? I don't understand that then. Like, why was he? Because he says she was doing call for him when his wife. I was confused. How they met.
I don't know what you're talking about by three ways. Maybe that was in there, but here's how they met. She was with her child's father, who's been incarcerated since the child was 5 now. And she's married before.
Yes, she was married before to him.
That's why I don't know. Maybe, but
she said later, I watched it like twice.
He was his, like this guy was his cell neighbor.
Yes.
So I don't know about, maybe she met her first husband when she was doing 3 calls because her organization
okay, thank you. That's where I was confused. Like, wait, call. Okay, got it.
Her organization is working with people who are incarcerated and when they get out. Yeah, and she's chief executive. And I just something doesn't seem financially salient.
Feels fake
here. Yeah.
It feels like she just chief executive because she has a little thing on a desk that says chief executive.
I believe that she does it. I don't believe that it makes money. Because it's obviously a nonprofit. Now, nonprofits can make money, but they have to be around for a long time. And I don't know where she gets all this money, is what I'm saying. I don't know. Unless it's from her parents.
But they're married. They've been married, and Troy has adopted her daughter. Her son. I'm sorry.
It's great for facts today for both of us.
It's true. It's where
Ashael or Asiel.
And so then she's talking to her sister Zion, and who is living with her. So when Troy comes to live with her, it's going to be living, and they're talking about Zion's like, well, I guess I'm not walking around in booty shorts or whatever. And Zeruiah's like, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm like, bitch, no, you can't. No, I would never let Poodle walk. If Poodle and I were still roommates and my prison boyfriend or husband was coming
steal
home.
That motherfucker right away.
The slutty clothes you would be walking around in that house. No, thank you. No, ain't happening.
Clothes would just fall off of me.
You're just cooking in just an apron.
Or just like I could be wearing like a pair of like booty shorts and they just like unbutton and just fall right off of me and I'm not wearing underwear. Oh, I'm sorry. The wind in here is terrible. There's not a window open. Oh yeah, I would do everything to steal him.
Yeah, you would. You would.
I just want to also say that she said, what if it's little? And the sister goes, what if it's little? And she's like, we talked about it already. So there's already a contingency plan if his penis is too small.
If it's too small, they're going to get an enlargement. And I wrote, please let us see this and document this. Please.
There's too many elements of this story that I go, this is just fucking whack. And either he's crazy or you're crazy or both of you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. She's not I feel like she's very dissatisfied with her life.
Yeah, she seems very depressed. Very, very, very depressed. Anyway.
She's got him jewelry, earrings, and a money bouquet.
I mean, it does look like the way you want to be courted.
I love a money bouquet.
How do you win over Poodle? That, y'all.
It's the best type of flowers.
And she has all this money to put in his wallet. And that's when we find out that she spent $50,000 on this man.
So, okay. Let's just be a little, let's do, for instance, if she's supporting her child, probably with help from her parents, let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got easily $50,000. She's given him $50,000. I don't know how much money is there, but let's say the money she's going to give him, the jewelry and stuff like that. That's maybe we include that in there. So let's say they're an additional $10,000 or $15,000.
Okay.
What money is she using to live on or raise her son?
Hopefully not donations to her nonprofit.
There's some, the math isn't mathing here. And that's why I'm saying I think her family supports her. I just wish, so if I was her family, I'd have a lot of problems with this too. So
yes, because because my dad was always of the generation. If I give you money, then I have an opinion about your life, and I get to be involved in
that.
I'm not saying that's correct, but he's of that generation.
No, I agree with you. They have that.
How much do you think she gave him $50,000? How much do you think she spent on that tattoo of his name on her side?
Oh, $12.
Oh God, it is a terrible tattoo. Like terribly done. It's in that font that like straight guys with like country guys with gun rats on the truck, like right on the side of their truck. No fear.
Yeah. It's very that.
Rampage.
Like Slayer.
Slayer. Wouldn't you love just to be driving down the road one day and see a truck that looks like that, and then in that font on the side it just goes, yes. That's what I want to see.
Paws up, little monsters.
Okay, so real quick, there's a little bit more. There was a lot of her, y'all. So
she was the main. Her and Kim were the main stories.
We go to see
Patrice,
her psychic and
astrologist. So again, this is something completely away from what the parents would do.
Oh yeah, devil work practically.
Yeah, that's why she's going out of her way. It feels like she's almost still rebelling.
Someone's an Enneagram 4.
No, we don't accept her.
No, she is.
But what I'm saying is, this is a 32-year-old woman.
Yeah.
This is a 32-year-old woman with a 11-year-old child who is still rebelling against her parents.
Yeah. And she talks about she thinks Patrice is a prophet. She believes in energy and all auras and all that. And
religion. My religion is crystals, astrology.
Same, bitch. Same. And so they sit down, and first we find out that she asks about how was his relationship. I can kind of think the key things are how was his relationship with his baby mama. Yeah. Because apparently we find out his baby mama has been saying or kind of contemplating that Zeruiah and Troy are just that they're going to just break up and that he's going to come back to her.
This is such fucking high school drama to be in with living life at seems like kind of high stakes right now.
And on the other woman, I'm like, bitch, they've been married for like 2 years. Let it go.
Let it go.
But she may have an end because Zeruiah finally asked, she's like, how will it work out? And I know you're not too familiar with tarot, but I don't know if you know, you kind of saw in the picture, the 3 of Swords is literally called the heartbreak breakup card. There's a picture of a heart with being stabbed by 3 swords with blood dripping out of it. So don't think it's going to work out well for her because cards don't lie, bitch.
So if she believes in this is her religion, she's going to abandon everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm looking forward to this because I guarantee this storyline is going to be ridiculous.
It's gonna, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Let's move on to Kim, 38, a teacher's aide, and Joey, 39, breaking and entering, larceny, ID theft, 6 years.
Ooh. Okay. 2 days. They're doing it different this year. They're like 2 days until the release.
I like this.
I like it too. Actually.
They're in Eden, North Carolina, which this ain't no Eden.
It's not any. Now, do people from Eden all talk this kind of reserved talk where they're all because I love listening to her. It's just very contained. Somber.
This is North Carolina. This is the border of North Carolina and Virginia. Super Appalachian. Actually, a little bit further east of there.
Okay.
There's nothing here. Nothing but meth and opiates.
You know what you should do? You could be like Rick Steves, but the guy who does travel. But instead, you could show hot maps or heat maps, so to speak, where you can fuck guys on Grindr, like where most guys are. Like you could be like. You could be like, you could do like
going out there towards this is not Rick Steves, but my favorite area of Charlotte is near the airport.
Whoa.
Maybe not the best looking guys, but really great for cruising.
Really great for cruising. And
that is kind of a Rick Steves cadence.
It is. And every city you'll have top 3 alleys you can't miss fucking in.
If you go right past City Hall, you'll see right below Prince Street. That's the infamous Hanky Corner.
Hanky Corner.
Don't show up before midnight because there are cops there.
I'm telling you, make this app. You could sell it.
But get there at 3 a.m. and you'll really experience all that Prince Street has to offer.
This is definitely a walking tour. All right. So her dad, Ed, I think is his name. He's fixing her car. Ed and Eden.
This woman has lived a life. I can tell you that now. She looks like even though Janelle from Sister Wives is an older version of her, she looks like an older version of Janelle.
Yes, she reminds me of kind of the friends I was in band with in middle school that grew up.
Oh, wow.
She's never been single. She's always literally says, I'm a serial relationship girl, and that's never good. And I'm like, but if you know it's not good, again, if you have the awareness, don't you want to change that? No, she just has been married twice already.
She knows how to get out of it. Yeah.
She's 38 years old and married twice.
I will say she's got that. We talked about someone else, another person with a 25-year-old hairstyle. It's that kind of like that poof that goes in front of her eyes. Mm-hmm. That was popular right after the Rachel was in.
Also, I don't know. Maybe people do this, but I feel like if I'm 38 years old, I don't want my father tracking my location.
I don't know if she's lived that independently.
I don't think she has.
I think Dad does that for a good reason.
Yeah.
This is an interesting story because she presents this kind of almost like Flannery O'Connor, William Faulkner, sad Southern storyteller vibe to me.
Yes.
And
I hope Joey gets out this time because this time it has to be real love.
It's like the real version of Hillbilly Elegy.
Yes.
And this just feels like what's interesting is you wonder, but at the end of this clip, end of her storyline of this episode, you wonder how truthful she was being, which is what Love After Lockup does so well.
Well, and how truthful she's being even to herself.
Exactly.
So
this is the most interesting storyline for me.
She knew him. Riveting. It is. They went to school together, and I loved it. She's like, the reason I met Joey, she said, I met him in high school, and also when you meet him, he just has swag. And then they show pictures of him. Swag this ain't. He looks like a stupid douche bro.
But he's got a big dick.
That's what she means by swag, y'all. That's what they mean.
I saw it in his eyes the first time he came on camera.
Sneaky snake. And so He's done about 13 years. He got out in 2018 and he messaged her, but he was only out for 100 days. And dad is still that this is my dad kind of shit. My dad would be this way too. Even though y'all, it happened 20 years ago, he's saying to her, I know he stole that bike.
I screeched. I know he stole that dirt bike. I know he was the one. You know, him and his brother both was the one who knew we went home that night.
Look here, Kim. There's no way you can get this out of this fence right there unless you knew where that bike was, Kim.
I was dying about the dad not being able to get over the dirt bike.
My father wouldn't either. Honestly, probably neither would I.
No, you share that with him.
That's the Mar.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So, I just got to bring this up one time. She's like, growing up in a small town, I was bored, but busy.
But busy. And the way she said it was just like that, bored, but busy.
Bored, but busy.
She just never gets it. And she's spent
everything is right. This speed right here.
Yes.
And she never goes faster than that.
I love this story because not only did she spend $15,000 on him, and the reason being, at least Joey admits I don't really have hope for this storyline, but
I'm not sure yet. I'm on the fence.
Though it could be a little bit like, is he a Joey as well? No. Louis?
Melissa and Louis,
because Louis so far has gotten his shit together and is sober.
That's true.
And this guy, he's in therapy and he's like, I actually want to go to a medical doctor and have them help me stay off drugs. So he is trying, but wait for it. I'm technically still married, so we can't get married when he gets out.
Well, she says it that way. She's like, the only problem is I'm technically still married. Hopefully my divorce comes through 3 months after Joey gets out of prison, and then we can get married. The one thing she did know him all the way through, but they grew up together. Mm-hmm. And when they reconnected in 2020, he proposed on a prison visit.
He purposed, as we like to say.
He purposed. And that's when the dad's talking about the dirt bike. She's like, sorry, I'm going to have him sit down with him.
We'll sit down, talk to him. And then, y'all, to make this story even better, we got a Southern lesbian, y'all.
I love Jennifer. Oh,
God. She reminds me of what's her name from Smothered, and they got divorced. We loved her.
Laura Lee. I just want to bring up one thing he did say. He's like, my problem is I've been doing opiates for 2.5 decades.
Yeah.
So y'all.
Very hard.
This is a question of poverty. And I guarantee you this town, no one's got a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
I can pretty much tell you that.
Yeah.
And opiates ravaged every place like this.
It's true.
So you can just, it makes me really sad.
Well, instead of being sad, let's talk about Jennifer's watching Kyler and Kaysen, as we mentioned, both spelled with a K.
Oh, God.
And what part of this is in that what Kim talks about is the boys have never really had a dad. So she's substituting. So it's not just about that. We see this a lot on Lalu, that it's not just about being with someone and being in love, but putting all your hopes and dreams and almost like this person will fix all the sad tragedy of your life.
It's a fairy tale.
That's
where
happen.
She is.
Yeah.
Ain't happening. Yeah.
Ain't happening, as my dad would say. And she says, Jen says, well, looks like Jen or Jennifer might know a thing or two about, I bet
opiates.
You all, if she's a lesbian in fucking Eden, North Carolina, if she hasn't, she knows someone that is sober or doing drugs.
Oh, I guarantee you everyone in this town is either related to, married to, or their best friend has either had an opiate addiction.
Exactly. So, and so Jen's worried about old habits And Kim says, I know, but he knows I haven't loved anyone. He knows it's important. She's concerned about relapse. Then we get the story. Jen
Can I
leaves
just
and it's
say
bedtime. Yeah.
one thing.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a to-do list on the wall, and I wrote down everything
Oh, no.
that said, make sure to pack the elf stuff for Tammy. Charge phones and tablets. Pick up Christmas cake. What? What is a Christmas cake?
Well, I made one year at Aunt Peggy's. It was a red velvet with white
That's
frosting.
not a Christmas cake.
Because
No.
we cut it and sang Happy Birthday, Jesus.
No, that's not seasonal enough. It needs, if it's going to be a red velvet cake with white icing, it needs to have some type of green element. Otherwise, it's not a Christmas cake.
Oh, I had like I did little like holly berries with green. I did that with the icing.
Good thing
It
you
was
have
cute.
a fag son
That's true.
for that stuff.
And then I remember cutting it, and Aunt Peggy got teared in her eye. She said, "Oh my God, look, it's the blood." He did that for us.
I think a Christmas cake should be, wow.
It reminds
it
me of
should
what's
be-
his name? Christopher Stein.
Yes. It should be Christmas spiced or something. Should
Yeah,
be
my
very
family won't
special.
eat that. They'll be like, "That tastes good." Well, isn't that what fruitcake is?
God, fruitcake's awful. Actually, that's not true. If you've ever had really good
My
fresh
mother
fruitcake,
used to make homemade fruitcake, and I loved it. It was really good.
it's very different. But no, I don't. Christmas cake is different. I think it should be something special. Anyway, that's what I kept thinking about. I wonder what a Christmas cake is. But also, the most important thing was pick up Joey at the very end.
Don't forget.
And then we do have the story of where one of them is thrashing and rolling around like an animal.
Guarantee you Jennifer gave that kid sugar.
Probably.
Yeah, very much
so. Then at the end, Kim says, if this doesn't work out, it's not just me. My kids is invested too. Tammy comes in. Good morning.
Okay, I fucking love Tammy. Tammy's like, "Hi y'all, how y'all doing?
This hair, this makeup.
this makeup. Y'all. If I would have stayed where I lived, this would have been me at 50 years old.
Yep.
This would have been me.
She had
Wig
an
and
Aunt
all.
Peggy vibe for me.
Oh yeah, she just comes in. What y'all doing? What y'all? She is a type of, she doesn't knock on the door. She just opens it and gives a
So we're leaving the kids with Tammy. They just rented a cabin so we could be alone. She's never left her kids before. And as Tammy says, it's a Christmas miracle that he's getting out. The Lord Jesus, baby Jesus, has been birthed in this season. He started going with the wrong people. And I prayed for a long time for Joey to meet a good Christian woman. And my prayers are coming true.
Barbecue sauce.
So Joey calls while she's in the car, and she's kind of like stone-faced. And he's like, so I got a message from some chick named Ashley. He said that your future wife, he's still fucking with her husband.
Totally believe it.
No expression on her face.
Totally believe it.
Also, she was hugged up the other night with some tall, light-skinned dude. No expression on her face. And then when I asked who it was, she said, your guardian angel. And now, are you fucking with somebody else? No answer.
I think she did.
Me too. And that's when
Because
I
she's
went,
a love addict.
"Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh." She definitely is a love addict, codependent.
All of it. All right.
This story is going to be great.
It is. Let's talk about Shonta and True. We're not going to go through the backstory.
Shonta!
Oh,
We
yeah.
went through
I
this.
forgot.
You
I
really
forgot
will read everything in front of you.
I forgot. I have to write her name different. I forgot to do that. Oh, God. I'm going to say Shonta the whole time.
You did it last season. Anyone who thinks the show is rehearsed.
Well, her name is spelled incorrectly.
But I'm saying you need to just find a way. I put a Y at the end just to make sure I don't do it.
I forgot to write the Y. This one, it won't happen again.
No, it will.
I really try.
We're back in Independence Mo. The pride of Independence Mo.
Is it Mo or Co? I guess it's Mo. I wrote Colorado. I thought it said CO.
No.
Okay.
Independence, Missouri.
I put it wrong.
Again, you question you immediately say, "Oh, I must have typed it right." My fingers
I didn't
did it
say
right.
that. I was just asking you. Is it?
There's no Independence, Colorado.
Oh, there's
Also,
got to be.
But know where they are. They're in Missouri. I mean, the whole thing was they're either in Kansas or Missouri.
Oh, yeah. There's an Independence, Colorado in Pitkin County.
I'm sure it's a burgeoning metropolis.
I'm sure. I bet there's a lot of independent.
This is so stupid.
I was just, where was I? Oh my God. I was at our friend Bridget Green's wedding, and I was talking to someone, and she said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "Oh," and because they lived out in Alabama or Tennessee or something. She said, "We're from Ardmore." And I said, "Well, look at that."
But not Oklahoma.
Don't think it was anything like Ardmore, Oklahoma. No. Mm-mm.
Riveting.
Anyway.
So y'all, Shonta and True are back. She of the Mondrian coat. If you remember, yes. It sounds like a mystery.
Get ready for some fun fashion choices with this woman, y'all. She, although she looked really cute this episode, like when she went to come get him, she looked really nice
with her like red fuck me boots. That y'all, she was dressed like a 28-year-old woman.
She was not dressed like a 35-year-old.
Is she only 35?
She is. She's 35, and True is 31.
She's 35 years old.
She's 35 years old. Yes.
Why? Is it her energy that makes her feel 55?
I think it's her energy, yeah. Because she doesn't look it. It's her energy, 100%. There's not much backstory. The only thing you need to remember, if you didn't watch last season, what you need to know, True has never seriously dated a black woman before in his life. He usually only dates white girls. Shonta
that's red flag one.
She's not insecure about this at all. Also, and you can see this whenever we get out when we meet him, y'all. He's charming and funny. He is charming as fuck.
Yeah. The other red flag is that her stepbrother, the one who introduced him to her, confronted her and said, "Hey, you know when I introduced you to him, I'm not sure if he's the right guy." This is also the stepbrother who promised her he did not take money from her safe.
But she doesn't believe it. But it wasn't even the stepbrother. When she went to meet with his mom and sister, who we see later on, they both were like, "Yeah, he's probably going to cheat on you. He's probably using you." Like, they flat out told her all this. So,
look, y'all, everybody's against this guy.
And she is never...
Everybody.
And even though this is why I bring up, again, trigger warning for sexual assault and sexual trauma, is that Shonta was sexually assaulted by 2 men. And after that is where her and
there was
True
no justice.
There was no justice. And her and True really bonded over it. And he got her through that. But that said, y'all, they've been together for years. She's never gone to see him.
She's never gone to see him. Now,
so I bring that up because the way she acts later on, it's so closed off.
What is and the reason she gives for never going to see him is just, well,
why would I?
Why would I? It's too far to drive. She's a very interesting person.
I think she's someone who compartmentalizes to her detriment.
No.
She's a really good cook and he's a really good cook, and they want to start a restaurant together because that's easy to do.
Very successful endeavor.
And she did have a lot of money.
They all succeed in their first year.
Yes, and she did have like $50,000 saved up for this, but she's basically...
But it got stolen from her.
Well, not all of it got stolen. She also, I think the brother only stole like $5,000, but she also talks about, remember at the end of the season, she said, basically, I've spent all the money on True.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I think that's all you need to know about this. So True is like, I've never seen her in prison, but I proposed to her because because I love her. She's the one. There's like 60 females that hit me up that I haven't even talked to.
I even got rid of some of them because of her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, he is so fucking funny.
He's really funny.
And he says, the thing about Shonta is that I think she thought so highly of me. That's why she didn't come visit me, because she cares really what I think.
Okay.
No, it's because she's so fucking traumatized. She's worried about going into a fucking prison.
Yeah, that's what this is about.
And she needed to keep things the way they are because she thought if you saw her and rejected her, she would not be able to deal with it.
No,
it's that. It's that. It's not yours. It's that.
It's not. They really are both lost, but they manifest in different ways. Where true is going to be like a lost buoy at sea and kind of going around everywhere. Shonta is just like a
lost buoy at sea. They stay in the same place.
But like if they get lost, if they're like bouncing around like a ship at sea, lost. He's just kind of.
I've never seen a buoy get.
I'm from Oklahoma. It's a landlocked state. I don't know.
Maybe like a dinghy, like a little rowboat.
How about this? How about like a pinball machine? He's going to be like that ball, bouncing everywhere, going into this slot, that slot, and
literally slot after slot after slot.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And Shantae's just going to be like, because it seems like there's always like a slutty, angry woman on the picture of a pinball machine. Like back in our day, a lot of times they were dressed as like, in like, either they would look like a pirate or something like that, and they just would be looking at you, judging while you played the game. I specifically remember a pinball machine that had this woman.
I don't think that ever happened to me.
I played a lot of pinball. I love pinball, but I think they're both lost. I
did not know that about you.
Oh, I love pinball. I love
such
pinball.
An old school like arcade thing.
Oh, I'd love to have a pinball machine one day.
You should get that for yourself.
Well, I don't have room. But what I was going to say, they're both kind of a lot alike that they don't know what the fuck to do in life, I think, in some ways. Whereas Angelique, his sister, they ask her, they're like, what do you wish for him? And she said,
wisdom,
worth. I'm keeping an eye on him.
Y'all,
this isn't good.
Y'all, when everyone in your family, and they don't seem like they wish him ill, but they're like, this is someone who's let us down over and over and over again.
It would be like if Poodle ever brought a man home to meet Mother Poodle, she probably would say, yeah, you're the first one. He doesn't really get attached. Hope you make it. Probably won't see you next Christmas.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you.
She's and the one of Angelique's sons goes, hey, is he gonna come back to the Cape? And she's like, shh. Don't talk about that, son. We don't need to know where he's going. Because we were confused whether he was gonna go parole with his mother or with Shonta.
Oh, yes. Nobody knew. So,
and we still don't know.
He gets out. He's hugging and kissing her, and she
is so uncomfortable.
Yes, and that's where he says, she's like, you do smell like jail. And he said, why were you scared to visit? And she just went, because I was. And that's all she said. I got to say, I think she's going to be really hard to live with, actually, more than him.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be so, and I don't mean this like it's her fault. It's just her, the way she expresses her emotions. It's going to be really cold. It's going to seem like she's really not caring about him. I bet she's going to withhold sex from him, and it's not going to be good.
He just, y'all, he just wants. He said, "I'm straight up touching a female right now." He's touching her, and you can see her get the 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this was the first time she'd been sexually assaulted, but oh God,
It just feels like it's in the room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "I want to go to the casino and then I want some pussy."
Can I say that? Can I say I want some pussy? And she's kind of like,
let's jump into Latisha and Keith. It's Davenport, Iowa, the city named after a sofa.
Oh.
Davenport.
A sofa called a Davenport?
There's another name for it.
Oh, is it cute?
You can look it up, yeah.
Davenport.
Every time I see Davenport, I think that's another name for a sofa. I've never actually heard anyone say it. I just know it's another someone. If you know anyone who calls a couch or a sofa a Davenport, let me know.
Okay. Oh, all right then.
You learned something today.
Again, something everybody's still talking about. It's just a couch company from 1897.
It's not a couch company. It's a
But they call
sofas
Davenport made couches, and that's what started. Yeah,
got it.
There you go.
I don't know why I know things like that.
I don't want to ask. Well, you fucked on a lot of couches.
That's true.
You know what?
I'd prefer a bed, but a couch will do.
I don't mind a couch fuck. Then you don't have to cuddle as much afterwards sometimes. Like if you just want to get to the good stuff, sometimes you can hold on to the side or they can throw you over the arm.
I need more room though. The arm.
I forgot
it's
Circus of the Stars every time you do it. God.
Cirque to fuck.
Everything's a production with Poodle. Wow.
I need the little handles on the ceiling.
Wow.
So she's talking to her daughter, her little daughter, and she's like, blah, blah, blah. Something, and the daughter is sassing her, and she's like, "You're plastic too." And she's like, "Buddy,
this daughter is
so
great.
funny."
She's great.
Both the daughters. Y'all, she has her older daughter, Zeruiah, looks like 13.
15.
That age. Is she 15?
I said 15, yeah.
It's that age where
it's that age.
Teenage girls are tired all the time and they can't, and they just kind of, I'm like, it looks like they've been drugged.
Some of you who were watching this who have teenage daughters were triggered.
It's the kind of, and they also wear hoodies and they're everywhere they go. It's just like in pajamas because they're just
always
drowsy all the time.
And they can't get excited about anything. So
it's miserable.
Yeah.
I don't want my niece to ever do it. It's that drowsy age.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because I think boys go through it too. But
yeah,
it's specific. It's specific to teenage daughters, I feel like. But anyway, y'all, this is the woman who we said before had the accountant thing, and it was had all the women in the office. She definitely has #girlboss everywhere.
She does.
And they were
I don't
let
anything keep me from being a successful woman.
They were on Love during LOCKUP.
Yeah, yes. Said the woman who's trying to make her felon husband the owner of her company.
Yeah, it's a bunch of foolishness. And,
it is foolishness.
So she is the CEO of her company, and Keith has been in for 10 years. And for drugs and
drug distribution.
And the last time, y'all, she had bought herself a ring. I don't know when they had gotten married, but she'd never had a ring, and she bought herself a very expensive ring without telling her husband.
$15,000 ring, but he got over it and he said, "I'm going to buy her a bigger one." And I went, again, Poodle, please learn. It's tough.
And then she's like, oh, I guess I got to get him a ring too.
I guess so.
But you know what? Even more important, she says, we need a honeymoon because we haven't had sex yet.
They haven't fucked. And they've
I
been
probably will
married
get pregnant in the parking lot.
As she said earlier, she's like, it's taking me back to my Christian roots. I'm just saving my body.
So I agree. There are some funny things. I think
she's funny.
It completely takes away from the authenticity of the story. And
yeah, I kind of
need that for Love After Lockup.
You know how I look at this couple? To me, they're when you look at like Shonta and True, who y'all, especially last season, I'm afraid we're going to go this way again. You see this woman who's just wrecked by trauma and self-doubt, just spiral and give everything to this man that's going to fuck her over.
Yeah.
But Latisha and Keith feel like a palate cleanser, like a sorbet.
But I'm saying they don't usually exist in Love After Lockup.
They don't. So it kind of it gives me, well, it's different. She was more dramatic, but I would say that the stakes never really felt that high with Ty because she was dating.
That's not Love After Lockup. That's Love During Lockup, which is very different.
Very different. That's true.
That's
I guess
why Latisha was on Love During Lockup.
Love During Lockup. Because like with her, she was dating 10 men and had a roster. But she was just so funny.
But I'm saying that can exist on Love During Lockup. I don't think it's sustainable for Love After Lockup. I don't think there's enough.
Maybe they're trying something new.
There's enough stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. So he gets his 2-point reduction. So he's going to be released anytime now. She's running around screaming. Y'all, as a reminder, they've been married for over 2 years. She talks about the ring and all that, and the sex. And she said, but she wants to get pregnant. They already have 7 children between them.
Between the two of them. Now, do they have does she have a son? I know she has 2 daughters.
So maybe he has.
I guess he has 5 kids.
Yeah.
Maybe get settled. Just get settled a little bit.
You really need a bio kid. I mean, Mother Earth is big mad, y'all. There's too many people on it.
Just take home. Just go adopt.
As my dad says, go fetch a baby. That's what my dad called it. But yeah.
But your dad didn't want you to fetch a baby.
No, he didn't. Got to be blood, Matthew. Got to be blood. Didn't want to do that. So, all right. So basically,
did he think of his stepkids that way, though?
No. The thing is my dad, he was such a teddy bear and he growled, but he was so tenderhearted and he was so also codependent. Like he couldn't, a people pleaser. He couldn't stand for people to be upset at him. Couldn't ever stand to see a woman or a girl cry. That man would give $1,000 to a girl. She was, now he might ask for a blowjob too if she was of age, but he would feel sorry for her.
Glad the of age part was in there.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't ever into that. Thank God. Not his style.
She tells Aunt Marcia, that is his aunt, who's become part of her family.
Yes.
And that he's getting released, and they're all like, woohoo! It also feels fake. It also feels fake because Aunt Marcia would have had a bigger reaction.
What if he's not out? Or what if he's already out? What if he's just like sitting in the dining room while they're filming this?
That's why I would believe that. That's how fake this feels.
So anyway, her and Monica are really tight. And
Marcia, was that autocorrect? God damn it.
Yeah, it says Monica. Okay.
We've got to do better this season. There's a lot of names, so you need to. It's
the first episode.
But here's what I'm saying.
I wonder why my thing said Monica.
Read the sentence before you say it.
But it was a name. It said, I just changed it to Marcia, but like the way Marcia Brady spells it, so my computer won't correct it. Because I think the way
you could spell it Marcia.
I think I did, and it corrected to Monica.
That's weird.
It is weird.
That's acceptable way.
Monica. It is. I actually like that spelling of Marcia. I think it's pretty. Who gives a shit?
I'm just asking for these first episodes when we're meeting people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it gets people confused.
Mm-hmm.
So we're worried about, I'm worried about how Nariah will feel. And I'm like, are you? Are you?
Because her other, I didn't get her youngest daughter's name. I didn't write it down. Kira is like, she's super excited and starts crying. Because
I just want my daddy to come home right now.
Latisha says Keith stepped it up from behind bars and he's loving and caring. And she said, and Kira's never known what it's like to have a bio dad. And I'm like, oh, again, or doesn't know her bio dad. And so she's never known what it's like to have a dad. And I'm like, oh, God.
I don't know why that's different. Maybe Nariah's father's in the picture. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
I'm assuming they have two different babies.
What a drama queen. Ugh.
She is.
I want less and less from them. I think they were a fill-in, and I'm just like, eh.
I thought they were funny. And I will say, I love that blue dress she was wearing. It looked really cute.
Oh, that was really cute. I agree.
I loved it. Loved it. All right. Let's talk about Hope and forehead tattoo. I mean, Arthur.
Okay. Even with the forehead tats.
He's hot.
He is hot.
He's fucking hot.
I agree. He's totally hot. He's got something about him too. Like huge cock too.
Oh, this is by far, this is going to be the messiest storyline of the whole thing. Because I kind of wonder if Hope's into drugs.
Really?
She behaves like an addict to me.
Well, sex addict. For sure.
Because I will say, y'all, when she describes him, and what she loves about him, it's all about his physicality. It's nothing about the type of person he is.
Hope, 27, truck driver. First female truck driver we had on the show. Arthur, 29. Theft and evading arrest for 4 years.
Although not the first. I know a female truck driver. Do you know of any female women truck drivers?
I do not.
Oh. I went to high school with my friend.
I like you said female women truck drivers.
About women truck drivers, yes. Yeah. Really, you don't know. You know her. My friend Heather Harris Horn. She's a truck driver. Yeah.
Is that her full-on job now?
I think she still does the 18 wheels, but because she I guess she doesn't get good internet on the road because she would message me and tell me about and not complain, but just ask for advice about her husband who was cross-dressing and she didn't know what to do about it. I think he's dead now.
Stop!
Yeah, I think he died of a drug overdose or something like that. But she would message me and ask me what to do. And then with each message, it was like one of those letters you used to read in the Civil War letters, because at the end of the letter, she'd say, I don't know when I'm going to hear from you again, Matt. Got to get back on the road. Truck driving waits for no woman. And then I wouldn't hear from her from like 4 months.
So Hope, they're in Dallas.
Yeah.
She's got pink hair.
She gets on my nerves.
She does me too. I think you're right. This is going to be the messiest storyline of the season.
She's seems very entitled. She just seems very entitled. So,
I have no problem with dyeing your hair pink, purple, blah, blah, blah.
Love it.
If you're going to be on TV, y'all, dye your fucking roots.
Well, yeah, because now some people do like, it's a look to have the root look. This isn't a look.
This isn't it.
Because the roots you let the roots grow out a little bit, and then that's the look. You have like an inch or two of roots. This is not that.
I don't think that's it.
This is like it's only like a ½ inch, but it's just enough that she looks like you know what she looks like? She looks like Beetlejuice with pink hair.
Yep.
That's what she looks like with that hair.
It's not good. But y'all, she's like, people are shocked when they see me driving an enormous truck and I make good money, so I support the two of us. Arthur calls and he's coming home tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
They met 6 years ago when he was locked up before, and her friend's boyfriend was locked up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like they introduced her.
And now when the producer's like, Arthur, what do you love about Hope? And he's like, well, the first time we had phone sex, she came really hard. And I went, well, that's going to sum up this relationship.
And I wrote down the triangle face tat is a choice.
What does triangle mean? I
don't
wonder.
know.
I'll keep talking.
I don't
look
know
up if it means something.
Anyway, it's release day. Y'all, she's throwing up. She's already 15 minutes late. You know who she reminds me of? I think it reminds me a little bit of Nicole, of Deontay and Nicole.
She kind of looks like her even.
Yeah, and also kind of, I'm trying to think if there was someone else who was just annoying and kind of kept everyone waiting and didn't give a shit. But that's what this feels like. Like a little bit like Ayanna. She's got a little bit of Ayanna in her. I don't think she's as bad.
No, but she does have that Ayanna that everything happens to me.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for anything.
Right.
So we'll see. So yes, they met. Yeah.
And so now she's gonna get her. She said, I'm gonna go get my vag waxed. And
he's like, are you going to wax that for? Because he wants it smooth, like a runway.
Lord help. So, and then the prison calls, and they're like, so where are you going to get here? And she's like, oh, I'll be here, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, it's fine. Don't rush. I like it how the prison seemed very kind and accommodating. We'll just leave the keys for you. It's fine.
This comes into play later on, but Poodle, how would you describe her dress? Her cheap $3.99 dress. It looks like a dress from $5.99 high fashion where
but
we
it was
used to get our drag.
Yeah,
but it was $3.99.
I think that's just what she wears.
But what's on it? I'm confused. Like, what is it?
I don't, I can't even remember. I wrote, what the fuck, this dress? I did write that.
It's like some type of bubbles. Almost, it makes her look like a gremlin when they eat after midnight and they start molting and get hideous. Bubbly. It is, and it fits her horribly.
Yep.
It's just bad. This will come back later, y'all.
Mom, Vanetta says, well, I'm on time.
I'm just waiting.
And I'm having to wait for Hope. I should have the privilege to go in.
He was supposed to get out at 8. It's 10:30.
This would piss me off too.
This is why a little bit of why I think she maybe could be addicted to substances, because that's very much like showing up on time. She could have stayed up too late drinking or whatever, or using drugs. She's sick to her stomach.
I don't think I know enough. I think she was sick because she was nervous.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just a feeling I'm getting.
So they sometimes they'll film, but if they see someone using, I don't know if they can film. I guess they can.
I don't think they do. They haven't. Before we always hear about it off the thing. Anyway, yeah, Mom's pissed. Vanetta's pissed. And Hope
she's
finally
like, you could have been
up.
here on time? What are you doing? She's like, I had to look cute.
And Mom just looks her up and down with the most beautiful pause. Oh, it was just classic. Also, we forgot to mention, Poodle, what car did Hope use to go pick up her husband from?
The truck, the semi.
The full-on fucking semi.
And y'all, she walks in, the mom goes, so, I know this has been an issue in the past. Is there going to be a problem with, other people being there when my son is there? And I went, uh-oh.
And so she's like, Hope said,
no, we figured that out.
Yeah, she's like, we figured that out. Been there, done that. And we find out that
last time
she says, he was in prison. I have needs.
Well, she said, I didn't know how long he was going to be there.
And we agreed that I could have sex with no emotional attachment.
With other guys.
But the thing is, I created the illusion that I wasn't having sex with other people, and I wrote, "Did you get that line from Jake?" Because that sounds so much like a Jake thing to say.
Here's the thing. I think she would not describe what she did as cheating.
That's what I'm saying. That's how.
Yes.
And neither would you.
I would say that we were in an open relationship. Now,
they just don't know.
Well, the problem is he said he was uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
And he asked her to stop.
Yeah.
I would have said, I would have said, no, I'm not going to stop.
Yeah.
But she kept sleeping with other people. And he had her phone and saw videos of her with another guy. He said it broke his heart. And then mom says, I hope you have your ducks in order and your animals in cages. Because I want him back in Vegas with me and his brothers and sisters. That's a great line.
Mom's great.
Your ducks in order and your animals in cages.
Now we'll see what mom, because mom acts like maybe she is, but she says, because Hope kind of insinuates, Hope says, look, I'm the one that's been, is it more popping up versus actually putting in the work? Because I've been the one supporting you. And mom says, so have I. And Hope goes, I mean, and mom was like, I have receipts. And then Hope says, it would be nice to see those. So it was great. Y'all.
I don't really know who is being 100% truthful here.
Yes.
So,
but
yep.
Get ready for Shade Theaters with Mom and Hope, with Mom and Vanetta. Have you ever met?
No, Hope and Vanetta.
Mom, sorry, Hope and Vanetta. Have you ever met a Vanetta who wasn't, shall we say, complicated?
No. I don't think I've ever met one, but I can't imagine one.
Oh, there was a woman that worked at the Fashion Fair counter across from the Clinique counter at Quail Springs Wrong. There was Loretta and Vanetta. Loretta is the one that taught me how to do makeup on women of color. But Vanetta, she wasn't going to give anybody the time of day. She clocked in. She had her regulars. She would get pissed off when Chanel would spray their perfume too much. She's like, I don't want that garbage fish smelling me up. So I go home. She's like, it smells like old tuna up in here with that. She hated that perfume. She said her husband would smell it on her. Anyway, she caused a ruckus at the Quail Springs Clinique counter.
Riveting. That's the show.
That's the show, everybody.
Big first episode.
Yeah, we talked a lot. We talked longer than the episode, but there was just a lot to get through.
To cover.
It'll be a little quicker next time. But
maybe. Once we get all the names right.
Yeah, it'll take a bit. All right, everybody. That's the show. Thank you for listening. Now, look, if you want to hear more of this, you've got to subscribe to RG Plus. You can do that 3 simple ways. First of all, you could do it on patreon.com/realitygaze and go to the $8 tier, or you can go to realitygaze.supercast. God damn. You can go to realitygaze.supercast.com, subscribe to that $8 tier, or you can just hit that button on Apple Podcasts that says Love After Lockup, and we don't know who the fuck you are.
Oh, it's kind of kinky when you think about it.
Actually, a little. Also, we're
like
just
a blindfold.
letting you know, we're gonna be we will be recording the Bi-Curious later next week.
We're giving my voice a rest because
giving Poodle's voice a rest.
And thanks for bearing with us. I'm at the end of it. It's just a week like this. We had 4 recording days in a row. There was no other way to do it.
All right, everybody. That's it. You know the drill. And if you know the ending, say it with us. Because Poodle, we will what?
Hallelujah later. Lock me up, roll away the key. I'm just a prisoner of love. I'm doing time, I'm doing fine. I'm just a prisoner of love.